I'd like to call the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order on Tuesday, August 2nd. It is 9:01 a.m. and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Congresswoman Walorski, please lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Amanda, we brought you a big news story today, you know, so. Mr. Kosher has business in Michigan today, so he will not be able to be here today. So do I have approval of minutes?
So moved.
I will second that. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 2-0. We're going to move things around. Delighted to have Congresswoman Walorski here with us today. And Jackie, if you want to come forward, share some thoughts. We're honored to have you here, a part of the Board of Works meeting.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I just am grateful to come by and thank you all for what you do at the Board of Works for the city of LaPorte. And just in the timeliness of your meeting today, but also what's happening in our country, I just wanted to not only thank you for what you do, but I also wanted to thank our first responders, our law enforcement, and police, law enforcement, and fire first responders as well. There's never been a time in this country, and I was just talking to the mayor ahead of this meeting, where law enforcement and safe neighborhoods and safety in general has ever been in question like it is today. And, you know, we look at some of these big cities that are in anarchy. Nobody's in charge, nobody responds. People die every single day in this country, and they're dying by the masses because of this lawlessness that's coming from part of our country and literally can't control it. But I wanted to just update you on a bill that we filed, and it's because of what's happening in our district, in our community, in LaPorte County, St. Joe County, Elkhart County. Every single day is this poison fentanyl that's coming over an open border that everybody refuses to do something about. So, you know, in our area, I know here in LaPorte as well, you know, we've got cases every single day where people are overdosing, not knowing that they're literally taking poison. It's toxic, it's not real. This stuff is cheap, if not free, and it is literally a war that has been so unseen because we haven't been able to tap into shutting that border down and arresting these drug cartels and the organized crime that we have in our own country. So I filed a bill that basically allows families who have lost children, spouses who have lost a spouse, anybody that's lost somebody to poison fentanyl, they can have standing in a U.S. federal court and sue China and sue Mexico and start holding people accountable. It's the raw ingredient is coming from China, as we know. It's not a secret. It's coming right into Mexico. They're putting it together, and it's coming right over an open, fluid border that nobody is controlling. And we see it in our little district here, and we know it's rampant around the country. And so this also empowers the state's attorney general to be able to file on behalf of victims, families, groups, and this is not a cure-all, end-all type of a thing, but at least it's something to stand up and say, as a nation and as a community, we are not going to take this anymore. This is where this stops. You know, there was an article a couple of months ago by the Elkhart fire chief, and they were detailing what it's like to go on these calls and use Narcan 5 and 6 and 7 times on people that normally this would have brought them back, but not with this poisonous fentanyl. And I just think, you know, and I just came today to applaud what you're doing in law enforcement, what your mayor is doing, trying to be the interdiction here between trying to keep people safe and trying to stop drugs that are pouring in like water. And so I just wanted to let you know that, you know, as we sit in Washington, we're as frustrated as you are. We're filing these bills in hopes and anticipation of having the House back in January and being able to actually pass this stuff. But know that when it comes to what all of you do. We have your backs as much as we possibly can. We want to ensure your safety. We want to ensure the safety of LaPorte, and we want to ensure the safety of all of you that work here that are trying to make things better, and it just keeps, getting more frustrating and more frustrating. And that is what we're doing, is trying to make things safe, trying to keep law enforcement safe. I just saw where we lost another police officer in Indiana this weekend, 24 years old. And what is happening is so frustrating. So I just wanted to stop by and applaud your efforts. Don't get weary in well-doing. We're going to win this. We're going to be able to stop this by everybody working together at every level, the local and the state and the federal level. I do believe that. And I do believe what we're seeing is at its worst. And I do believe better days are ahead. And I want to thank all of you who day in, day out come in and provide the service to this community that you do. And just thank you. We're gonna turn it. We're gonna make it. And I think LaPorte is just such a great example of what one community is doing to try to make sure that this community and this law enforcement body is safe. And I just want to thank you for what you're doing, and wish you all a great beginning of August. It's supposed to be 100 degrees tomorrow, so here we go with an Indiana summer. But thanks for allowing me to come by and say hi, and to thank all of you for what you do. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Mr.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Ms. Hoover. And I would also like to add, their office has been instrumental in the railroad depot, and we will be having a meeting in the middle of August regarding the depot with Norfolk Southern. So we appreciate their office's work, especially Griffin Nate, who you saw just walk out, for his commitment to our community. So as we talk about that, and law enforcement, public safety, fire, we've got a nomination for awards. Chief Breton, please come forward.
I wanted to make this a special occasion for these two officers. And I know you have the letter in front of you. They received a letter of commendation from both their captain on the shift and a corporal who works the drug unit. Just the Reader's Digest version of this, had a young man was threatening to take his life with a handgun back in June. Officers responded to that. And these two officers really stood out. They built a rapport with this young man. The restaurant was busy. There were people parked nearby. They built a rapport with this man, convinced him to put the gun down, used every resource in their short careers that they've had. You can't teach this stuff. And it just really impresses me that they did this. I mean, I take great pride in both these officers. I'm gonna call them up. Tristan Cager and Taylor Atkinson, if you come up, please. I'm sure you want to say a few words.
We were going to make them anyway.
Because of this, Tristan is also going to go to hostage negotiation school. What I want to point out is what he picked up in the young man's house when he talked to the mother when this young man was missing. He noticed a lot of religious, I'll let you go into that, religious things, and he built on that to build this rapport. And like I say, that's something you can't teach. So, Tristan.
Welcome, Tristan.
Thank you. I just want to thank you for this. Yeah, when I went into the residence, I did notice that there was religious artifacts, and being in a religious background myself, I was able to relate with him when I went out to the call, and I started using tools, learning stuff I've learned in like the academy and everything we do, all the training we do, it all came together, and I just used and put everything together, and I was able to build that relationship with him, and it was just amazing being able to see how it worked and him lower the gun and actually save his life, because we're here to protect and serve. And I was able to do that that day. I was able to protect the people inside the business and the restaurant, and I was able to protect him from not harming himself.
That's the most important thing. Not only did you save his life, you potentially saved lives of those individuals that were in the restaurant.
Yes. But thank you for this. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also want to say thank you. I would say in that moment, I think Officer Cager would agree that we weren't really speaking to him as police officers. We were speaking to him human being to human being. And I think at the end of the day, I think he just wanted someone to listen to, and we were there for that. So, and I'd say in that moment, we solved it by just listening, patience, praying, so.
And I'd like to say I had an opportunity, not an opportunity, but we did an individual that was taking fentanyl, and Taylor came to the house and did extremely well in getting an individual to a hospital. So fantastic work for both of you. We're lucky to have you here and honored to have you here, and we want to take a photo, of course, acknowledging your great work. So come on forward, Jess, we'll come around.
Yeah, thank you. The compassion, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You have to sit in the back.
Great job, guys.
That's inspiring.
Public comment. I have no public comment cards, anything
Nothing on social
online.
media.
Clerk treasurer.
We have several claims today for board approval. The first is the July 22nd payroll in the amount of $491,453.44.
Make a motion to approve?
Second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 2-0.
Next is civil city claims in the amount of $515,103.54.
Make a motion to approve?
Second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes 2-0.
Sewage claims in the amount of $682,767.93. That does include 2 bond payments.
Make a motion to approve?
Second, discussion. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes 2-0.
And finally, water claims in the amount of $95,170.32.
Make a motion to approve?
Second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes 2-0. Department head reports, and we have had a run for individuals with COVID in City Hall, so we've asked everybody to be cautious, careful, and if you have updated information, please share today. Andrea Smith, come on forward, and I know we need some help from department heads on the pop-up dental lab, so please, department heads, help us make this a success.
Good morning, Andrea Smith, Director of Human Resources. I've got another item on the agenda, but the only thing I want to talk about is Jet Dental. We need about 10 more participants to make this thing go. We're going to offer 2 $25 gift cards for anybody that has enrolled in the Jet Dental, and also the department that has the most percentage of people will get a lunch catered in as well.
Oh,
Nice.
did you hear that? Lunch catered in.
And as soon as I said that, Mike Frazee called me to make his appointment.
I can't believe that you're having a hard time.
It's like pulling teeth.
Literal, no pun intended.
Oh, yeah.
Ba-ching.
You could have been out on Friday at the comedian and stand-up.
Yeah.
Me and my pop-up clinic.
Yeah, sign her up for next year.
So, that's all I have, but I have another item on the agenda later.
Is it free to the employees?
It is free. They charge they will bill insurance. It's free.
Isn't that, it's, yeah.
It's kind of a no-brainer. I mean,
I think Jessica and I, as the non-employees up here, thinking, dang, we're missing
Bring your
out.
insurance card, we'll take you.
Yeah.
I have faith in our department. What is the deadline?
It's, the clinic is 3 weeks from tomorrow, so we have about 2 more weeks. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more proactive. They give me updates every week. They've been fantastic about that. We actually have more people doing teeth whitening than we do cleanings. So anyway,
But the deadline to sign up is 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So if we can really push it, again, dependents count. So thank you guys for your support in this.
Did you send out the notice again?
Yeah, I sure will. Actually, I sent it out late last night.
Okay.
If you didn't get it, let me know, Jerry. Thank you.
Thank you. Beth West? Andy Snyder, Fire?
Just a couple things. Our new applicant list is in place, and we are working with the first applicant, sending him through right now to bring us back up to full staff. And the scuba team was certified as rescue divers, got all their certifications, so they should be up and running once we get some policies put in place.
And a sad dealing just yesterday or the day before, a couple of kayakers tipped over and one passed away, and
Yeah.
sad deal, so you never know. Chief Breton, Police?
Our active shooter training, mandatory training is at the end of this month. So we're gonna hit the school opening right with that. We have the facility to do that. Also, Lake Fest went off, absolutely no problems on our end, which is fantastic. And we have a graduation coming up in 2 weeks. Dalton Fluhoff will graduate the academy. Unfortunately, we're sending 4 more to the academy right behind him, actually next week. And then we have a pension meeting today for a experienced officer. We'll be going over all her background. Hopefully, next Board of Works will be swearing her in.
Jeff Batchelor, Streets and Code.
Yeah, I'll be sending out a request for bid to remove, or for demolition of 1901 this week. So hopefully in a couple weeks, we'll get the bids on that to be able to take that down. We're right around 2,400 violations in code enforcement. We're out doing trees, filling potholes, and picking up sticks.
Legal?
Nothing from legal.
Nick Minnick, Engineering.
No report today, thank you.
Jerry Jackson, Wastewater.
I didn't get this on the agenda, and I should have. Would like to close the 800 block of 3rd Street. That's part of the paving project. And everyone on that block is it on there? Oh, I got an old agenda in front of me, sorry. Everyone on that block has a lateral sewer instead of connecting straight to a public sewer in front of the house. So that, and on that same note on 3rd Street, the Waterworks has got most of their valve work done. They're just about off at 3rd Street, so we're after another 2 weeks, we'll be ready to pave. Nick has delayed that for us, thankfully. And then Water also reported they're doing their loop work on Odison, and they're gonna have that done in the next week and a half.
Thank you, Jerry. New business, request for Pop Warner Parade, the annual Pop Warner Parade.
I don't have a lot of additional information on that. She sent that via email, and it is, she just stated it's exactly like it was last year. I didn't know, Chief, do you remember the Pop Warner Parade last year? They started at, I don't believe, they didn't do a hard close, they did like a rolling
Right.
close down the street.
Right.
And, so that's all the information I have, though.
We-
I know it only took a few moments.
Yeah, we usually get the on-duty cars
So
to
you're
escort
good with
that.
this?
Yes.
Fire's good. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second that. Discussion. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes 2-0. Andrea Smith.
Good morning again, Andrea Smith. This time I'm in front of you to ask to update our entire policy and procedure manual. Effective policies and procedures, including the manual, are living documents that must grow and adapt with each organization. While the core elements of policy and procedures may stay the same, the details will change according to industry standards. As a rule, you should have all policies reviewed every 1 to 3 years, and this company, Wagner, Irwin, and Shealy, is going to do our entire policy manual by the end of the year. I will be paying 1/3 of the cost. The rest will be coming through CEDIT. And Mr. Irwin was going to be on Zoom, but I found out Zoom kind of crashed. However, he may be on Facebook Live if he was going to try to get on that way in case the board had any questions.
Well, this is,
Updating the manual is a difficult task at best for one person. Wagner, Irwin, and Shealy's been in business since 1969, I believe, and does almost the entire state of Indiana. Counties, cities, towns, they are very well known.
and this would be estimated at about $15,000, give or take.
Correct. It could be less.
14,840 to 16,600.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second that. In discussion, I think this is really important to update it
It
and
is
almost
so-
start fresh.
Absolutely, and Mr. Otis looked at the contract, he approved it, he's good with it. Again, wait till you meet these folks, they are fantastic Indiana people. I mean, just pure, wonderful people.
When is the last time we had this completed? You said it should be done every...
1 to 3 years. I think it's just been piecemealed. When we needed a policy, we would make the policy or change it. So this is going to be the entire policy manual from top to bottom. And again, I was telling Mayor I found a section that's outdated, so they will be looking at everything.
And this will be done by the end of the year, you
This
said?
will be done by the end of the year, and then it also provides for ongoing human resource assistance as an as-needed basis, and this will include making recommended policy revisions in the future.
Was this on our budget?
I think, according to Clerk Treasurer Parthun, that there is money in there. Again, I will be using 1/3 of my money to cover it, and then the CEDA will be finishing the rest.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just so important that we had Courtney prioritize.
absolutely. And again, if they can get this done by the end of the year, that's phenomenal. I mean, it's a undertaking like, and I'll be pleased to bring the final product back to you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you again for your support.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion passes 2-0. Jerry Jackson,
I've got pay number 2 request for our phosphorus project. Pay request is in the amount of $130,000 and $500. That brings us to 21% of the job. The job is not going quite as fast as I would like, but it's going very well. The contractor's really doing good quality work, and I'm confident with the job they've got going. The tanks to hold the disinfection and phosphorus removal chemicals are supposed to arrive in the first week of September, so we're getting there. We've got till February next year to get in compliance, but I'd like some months to run it before I've got to meet the limit. So we'll have it, but it could go a little faster. So I'd recommend payment.
do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Can I ask one
Oh,
question?
yeah, I'm sorry, question.
Is there, what's the reason that it's delayed or going slow? Is it more like a logistics thing, like waiting on the,
It's equipment mostly.
Okay.
Yep.
so things that can't be helped?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, no complaints about the contractor. They're doing good work.
Further questions? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion passes 2-0. Approval of lease.
This is something the Cardno does seed harvesting on park property, and they became aware of our wetland that we own on Boyd Boulevard. They're right at Jefferson, and requested that they be allowed to. They harvest wild plant seeds and then resell them. The contract would run through September 15th of this year. and it's in the amount of $2,500. Mr. Schreiber's not here. I'd ask him to speak about Cardinal, but apparently they've worked well with the park department, no issues. And I would and the seeds they harvest are then sold for people who are building wetlands, who are doing restoration. So it goes to a good purpose, and it's some income for the city. So I would recommend approval of the collection and harvest agreement 2022 with Cardinal.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes 2-0. 3rd Street.
Request that we be allowed to close 3rd Street for a week. It'll be open, they'll keep access to the, I think there's 4 driveways on the 800 block, so the residents would still have access to their driveways, be able to get in and out, except for certain times when the backhoe is, say, right in front of their driveway. And that's to replace or to install a public sanitary sewer on the 800 block of 3rd Street.
Make a motion to approve.
Second that. Discussion. And what is the date of that?
Yeah.
They're gonna start on Thursday this week. So that's the
The 4th?
4th? Yep.
Thursday to Wednesday?
Let's give them through to the end of next week.
Okay, Thursday to Friday.
Yep.
Through Friday. And do we notify the homeowners?
They have been notified. I still have one homeowner to contact and with some particular information. We discovered there are existing sewer laterals all the way to the rear of the lot and goes through the neighbor's lot all the way over to H Street. So we're gonna be disruptive getting them reconnected properly, but I need to chase them down. But otherwise, they have noticed that the project's coming forward.
So there won't be any calls coming to City Hall saying, hey, I didn't know.
Hopefully not. We've had one resident there is kind of long suffering there's some kind of issue with that common lateral sewer, and about twice a year they've had blockages now for the last couple of years. So or maybe 3 years. Though some of them a couple of residents will be very happy to have this work done.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes 2-0. Basement backup grant funding.
I've got applications for 7 houses, and the city's payout would total $22,074.25. There's 2 more pending. Our current ceiling for the project is $20,000, so we would bust it with just those current applications. We kind of had a perfect storm. I shouldn't really use that term, but we talked about increasing the amount of the grant, and then immediately, so it was in the public, so then immediately afterwards, we had an intense storm, 2 inches in short notice, so all of a sudden, I've got a bunch of applications. I'd like to increase the grant amount to $50,000 total. We've got the funding for that, and I tried this morning, I figured someone would ask what we've paid out so far this year, and I know we're under $10,000 anyways, but I don't have that total for you. I think that'll take us through the end of the year, and if it doesn't, I'll of course come back to the Board of Works and for further discussion.
And this all came from that hard rain we had, a couple of them, actually.
Couple of them, yeah, and the one was 2 inches in a pretty short notice. That was enough.
Yeah, really fast.
I didn't see the house, which would be to the west of Hanley. So they did all the work in the basement and then,
Oh, that, yeah, I don't think we've got, that's on F Street. I don't think it's listed in here. No, it's not. They haven't gone through the grant application process yet. They're
There-
still getting quotes and everything.
There is an F Street on here. 1104 F Street, Nona.
Is there?
no, that's not the,
That's not the one.
No,
no,
that
that
one.
that is. Yes. Because he's a firefighter in Michigan City.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah, that is correct. That's the one that's just south of Hanley on F Street. Yep, that is correct.
Okay.
Sorry.
Attorney Otis, can we approve these all together?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have 2 things to do, though? Do we need
Yes.
to first do the grant to say 50,000?
50,000.
And then the 5 house locations?
Correct.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to increase the grant funding to 50,000.
I will second that. Discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion passes 2-0. Then do we have a motion to approve?
The 5
It's
locations.
actually 7.
Pardon?
7 addresses.
We only
Oh,
have,
I only see
we only
5.
have 5.
You only have 5? I got
Yeah.
a summary spreadsheet, and it's, which ones are they missing?
We've got,
We have
Can I borrow your
DeBrune.
agenda? I got, as I said, I got an old agenda. How about I read the addresses?
that'd be great.
The addresses are 1310 Lincoln Way,
That's the one we don't have,
1005 Plain Street,
and we don't have that one.
904 Plain Street,
We have that one.
105 David Court,
Yes,
1104 F Street,
yes,
1818 Michigan Avenue,
yep,
1622 Richard Street.
okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve those 7 addresses for the grants. 2,500 apiece, correct, is what we changed it to?
No.
More?
It's, we pay the first $1,000 and then 75% up to a total of 5,000.
That's right,
Yep.
I apologize.
Yep.
So motion,
Motion to approve the 7 locations based on the pay request that Jerry repeated.
I will second that. And discussion, and Jerry, the other 2 have filled out applications.
Yeah, we're just waiting on quotations from the plumbers to tell us what the cost is, and we've met on site with the other 2, but we haven't got quotes yet.
And just a reminder, out of all of these that you've done, how many have had water after?
0, we've been completely successful, which is awfully nice. And until this event, they were diminishing because as you eliminate the problem, you get fewer applications, and that's really nice.
The question on F Street, Jacqueline had a question, as in the past, like the level was too high or low where they needed to be. Do you think that's not a concern at this point?
Typically, the way this grant works is you collect all the basement drains, floor drains, sinks, whatever, bathrooms into a sump pump and pump it up and then out. And because of that, because you've got a pump in between you and the city sewer and you're pumping it up and out, you've also got gravity working. It's pretty foolproof.
Good. All right, I do have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 2-0. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Nick Minnick.
As our first round of paving, we'll have a little more this fall, starts to wind down. We're looking at bidding sidewalk programs. We have 3 sidewalk programs this year. We have our ADA program, our 50/50 program, which are applicants from last year, and then there'll also be a CDBG sidewalk program. So within the next couple of weeks, we want to get at least 2 of those programs out for bid. I think CDBG will be just a couple of weeks after that. They'll have to request to bid those projects.
So the request is for all 3 projects or
Request all
just
3. I
2?
didn't have them on here, but
Okay,
that'll save Mary Ann a trip
Sure.
down here.
make a motion to approve.
I will second that discussion. Thank you, Mr. Minnick, as you continue to move forward on sidewalks. We've done a lot of investments spent in the sidewalks, more to do in an old community. And it's funny comparing the dollars to other communities, how much we've invested. It's interesting to see the amount that we have invested in our sidewalks.
I
So-
don't know of any other communities spending as much as we are per capita.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 2-0. Unfinished business, a quick thank you to Mark Schreiber and his team, sponsors, volunteers, like Jess Romine, and everybody, for making Lake Fest just an outstanding event, second year. Just a wonderful event, and hopefully Mark's resting because tomorrow he starts up to see how he can make it better and bigger next year. So hope he's enjoying today. But thank you to him. Also, COVID is happening. We see it. We're dealing with that. So just to remind the public, be safe, be careful. There are shots available, masks available, everything to keep yourself and your family safe. So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Have a great day, everybody.